Hey, we're Stonebrother. We're taking you behind the songs of our new album, New World Incorporated, and this time we're going to be taking a look at Polarize.
Yeah.
Polarize is, I think, one of the coolest songs on this record, if I'm going to be...
Of all time, to be honest here.
It's a really great song. I really like it. It's got that cool, like, riff-rocky, groovy kind of feel to it.
Groovy, baby!
Slower, heavier tune, which I think I have a lot of fun whenever we do the slower, heavier ones. And this was, it's not like an older song in the same way that Faceless is for us, but it's not like a newer one like some of the ones like Goetia and Seven Paces were for this record. It's in that sort of cool middle ground, and you can sort of hear where we were like figuring out what kind of songwriters we were, and I think that really comes through in the lyrics, because this was one of the first times that we really like collaborated on lyrics. Before that, it was a lot of like, you had ideas that we put to songs, and then I had ideas that we put into songs. This was the first time we sat down and like wrote something together, bringing a bunch of different ideas to it.
Yep. Yeah. I couldn't even tell you who wrote what at this point, because it was all completely collaborative.
Yeah.
We were sitting here in this basement with an acoustic guitar and wrote the whole thing, I think in one session, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's not many words in the song in the first place, but...
No, not particularly. Powerful, though. I think it turned out really well. I really liked the song.
It's a great tune.
I think it turned out really well. I'm glad we got the chance to do it twice, and I really love that Sonic Temple version.
Absolutely. Yeah, those lyrics, I think it's really interesting that... because we're big believers in when you're writing music, it should have some kind of message. You should be saying something, whatever that is, with the music that you're writing. And I think that that's really cool that it comes through, because we're saying sort of a similar thing through a bunch of different perspectives, because the thought process that we had going into it was very different for both of us. Because for me, I talked about this in the Swan Song video, I really love the documentary The Social Dilemma, that sort of look at the way that social media impacts people, and like I had mentioned in that video, one of the biggest takeaways that I had from it was that idea of political polarization, the taking an idea that could be distributed and looked at in a bunch of different nuanced ways, and instead diverting it into two extreme points of this is either this way or this way. And so coming into this writing session, that was sort of on my mind, which is where that idea of polarize really came from, is you as the royal you of whoever you're mad about, you want to polarize, you want to take ideas and people and turn them into such harsh extremes that it's impossible to find any middle ground between them. But that wasn't really the lens that you were looking at this through.
No, the idea that I had was a lot more kind of personal experience. I mean, it started with sort of discontent for specific organizations in particular. That, I mean, I'm sure anybody can think of lots of examples of organizations that would kind of pretend to know who you are while just truly seeing you as a number, but
now prisoner 24601,
pretending that you're that they see you as a real person, and that they know you on a personal level. That can be extended to lots of different things, and I had a few in mind that I was thinking about as we were working on those lyrics, and that's sort of where I was stemming from there, and that expanded into sort of the idea of the shadow governments and everything like that, and puppet masters, and the wizard behind the curtain and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and on that note, this is a really cool one looking back after the album has been finished and we've been going down this big old rabbit hole of storytelling through our social media and our live show and all that, because this is where that idea of a New World Incorporated came from on a much more literal level. Because before we ever considered the idea of doing a concept record or experimenting with the show in these ways, New World Incorporated was just a hook in Polarize that was meant to just sort of be demonstrative of just any large corporation that is pitting people against each other by trying to appeal to a personified ideal market type. It's kind of hard to explain the thought process behind that kind of idea, but that is essentially what it is New World Incorporated started as this metaphor for any kind of corporate entity or any sort of authoritative figure that's trying to appeal to a personal level of people without actually being able to see them, but still having the ability to shape the way that they think and feel through all of those things.
I don't know where that line New World Incorporated came from. You must have wrote it, I don't remember. But it's what a just killer line.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that occurred to me until like years afterwards, after having played that song so many times. I don't think it occurred to me how cool that was until like just going through it. I think specifically looking for album names and coming across, like going through lyrics and everything, and just finding that one. That is just such a killer line.
It's a great hook, but it's kind of funny that was very nearly cut from the song because that I don't know if you even remember this.
Probably.
That follow-up, it's New World Incorporated, Invasion in Disguise. Somebody, I don't remember who now, but somebody was a little hesitant on that one because it was a little too close to Robots in Disguise.
Oh yeah, that sounds
at
familiar.
first.
Yeah. That sounds like something I would come up with.
But I'm very glad that we still stuck that through, because even if there's a parallel to Transformers to be made, I don't know what that could possibly be. But
I'm going to turn into a truck now. Birch church a church, a ding ding church.
I don't know the story of Transformers all that well.
There's shadow governments and
I'm sure there are.
puppet masters.
Like even then, that 1980s aesthetic is something that we've been incorporating into our image as a band. So I think that even if that parallel were to be drawn, it sort of works to our favor.
Plus, everybody loves a good explosion and lens flare.
That too. Absolutely.
And Linkin Park.
And Linkin Park.
Everybody loves Linkin Park.
I am going to consider now ending this video with as much of that song as I can and like a smash cut to black. Maybe just like 1 second to get around copy. I'll look into if I can do it, but I don't know. Yeah, the writing process for this song was a lot of fun because this is one of those like jammier kind of songs, to use the technical term.
Yeah.
It's definitely like just a groovy riff rocker.
Yeah.
But with that kind of thing, and coming back into like this is where we were sort of figuring out what kind of songwriters we were and who we were becoming as a musical entity. That 6/8 section I think is really cool to like interrupt the flow of this song machine, as it were, with something so out of left field.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not aware of any other big smash hit songs that would do something quite so. Quite so.
Yeah.
As I think is, I don't even know how to describe that.
Well, I'd say.
It turned out well. I mean, I remember writing the music of this one. It started with the riff, which was solid, but it was very like, what does one do with this?
Yeah.
So building off the riff, I kind of figured, let's have the verses and chorus be a little more sort of accessible, I guess would be a good way to put it.
Okay.
I was thinking specifically, not any particular song, but I was thinking about Slash's solo band with Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators, which is one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
World on Fire is one of my favorite albums ever. And I was kind of thinking about, especially at the end of the verse, when I hit that D chord, for whatever reason, like that's what that sounds like, so I'm gonna lean into that angle and do that sort of. I guess you could say it's sort of like a callback 70s 80s things, but very much with a more modern tone, I guess, tonality to it.
Yeah.
And then that was the thought process for the verses and the chorus, and then of course we get into that bridge part.
Yeah.
Which is just madness. Just madness.
It's madness in a fun kind of way, though, because it may have been my idea to do the 6/8 section. I don't think it particularly matters whose idea it was, but whoever it was, it was almost sort of like a joking kind of thing, where it's like, all right, we've got this really cool verse and chorus, and then we'll repeat that what do we do now? And then somebody just goes, well, what if we did a 6/8 swing section? Well, hang on a second here.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
It's like a moment in a stupid movie where you're like, say that again.
Say that again?
By Jove, I think he's got it.
Kind of thing. And it's really cool. And this is where your music degree sort of comes in handy.
Yeah.
The ability to sort of like conceptualize, we've got this cool breakdown riff in 4, and then we can turn it into 6/8 by doing this and this and this, because I would not have been able to put that together at all. So it's great to be able to like have people that understand the way that music functions in all that, to be able to throw all that together.
Yeah. One thing I like about playing this one live when we get to that section, because like most people are not going to understand the theory behind it, of course, as you'd expect, which is absolutely fine.
Oh yeah, it's fine.
So it's possible without any context that you sort of, when you get to that 6/8 section, it's sort of a novelty, but then it kind of becomes, I don't know what's happening anymore.
Yeah.
One thing that I really like doing when we're playing, especially for younger crowds, like younger being like 25-ish and under, is I'll grab the mic when we hit that stop. I'll grab the mic and look at like 2 or 3 people right up front and go, so, you like jazz? And then we do that section.
That's a lot of fun.
It's quite a bit of fun. And I mean, keeping with that theme, one of my favorite memories of any show really was playing. We played a place in Halifax, which was just a huge turnout. It was really, really great. Most of the night, all of the night really, was cover songs, just because that's what the gig was at that time. Which, great show, reasonable pay, if I do say so myself. Lots of people there. I don't love being a cover band.
No.
Just for me. That's just my thing. I'd rather play my own stuff, honestly.
Well, we're songwriters, so it makes sense that, like, as writers, we want to go out there and show what we wrote, you know?
And just
like,
that.
Covers are a lot of fun, but you know, it feels great to go out and say, I created this, enjoy.
And that's at that show, we had played all of these songs, and then we did Polarize, and it got by far and away the best reaction of any song that we had done that night.
Yeah.
And interestingly as well, there was a couple up front who I've been like, one of the things you do as a frontman is you pick a few people through the night that you kind of keep coming back to and sort of checking in with, and that keeps them engaged and keeps everybody else engaged as well. It's just one of those sort of frontman tips, things that you do.
Yeah.
And there was this couple right up front, and they were both singing along to that song, which was really neat because it wasn't out that long at that point. It was out then. I don't know, whatever.
It was out then, just not like a couple of months at most.
Whatever it was. And after that song, they had written on their, I think he had written on his phone. People will do that. They like write things on the phone and hold them up.
Yeah.
And he had written on his phone, "This was our first date. Thanks for making it so special."
Oh.
That was a real big one.
That's amazing.
That was a real big one.
You gotta love when you can like create those little moments for people.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's sort of unrelated or anything, but I've been thinking about it, and I do want to mention it. Sort of backtracking to the writing process of this a little bit. One of the ways that I write music is I sort of like conceptualize and visualize it, not in like a synesthesia kind of way, but more in like a, while we're writing and playing music, I'm picturing like a video in my head. And for this one, it was really cool to, when we get into that 6/8 breakdown kind of thing, I was sort of envisioning like in the video for 21st Century Breakdown, for example, where it does the flash into the cool like street art style drawings. I was envisioning that sort of thing, but sort of like a combination of that and the animations from The Wall by Pink Floyd with the marching hammers, sort of like the marching military ideas in the style of that 21st Century Breakdown thing. Again, that doesn't really go anywhere, but thought I should mention it while we're talking about the song.
Yeah.
But on to more relevant matters, I suppose. The recording process for this song. A lot of fun. Both times that we did it was really cool. But in particular, it was great doing this at Sonic because Lil actually had a bunch of ideas that sort of switched up the flow of the song, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah. I mean, originally we had the stops before the choruses all 3 times, and Lil suggested we make it twice, which kind of kept it going a lot more, and added a lot more sort of depth to it because it would change every time rather than doing the same thing repeatedly. And we defined that 6/8 section a little more, cut that down. And we just added like layers to it and different vocal parts and stuff like that. Am I missing anything, or was that what we did?
I don't think there was much more to it specifically, but it...
I know that he helped us refine it, which was
good.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, just sort of in general, it's a lot of fun recording stuff like this and just thinking about what can we throw in it to make it sound as big and weird and crazy as we possibly can.
Yep.
And so I think the tones on everything I think are really cool. Was there anything weird in the guitar setup for this one, or was that?
Not the setup, but we did. I managed to record this one with my Strat. I think this was the only. I think this was the only one that I recorded. The only solo I recorded.
Yeah.
With the Strat, if I recall correctly, just because of how it all worked out, which I would have preferred to use it more because it's my number 1, but whatever. It's still, everything was fine. But I know I did it, at least, I think I did a rhythm track and a lead with the Strat, and in the original version, after the solo, I sort of did this whammy thing with it, just kind of a Eddie Van Halen-ish, kind of a fall, and when we were getting ready to do it again, Dad asked if I was going to do that again, and I said, I don't know, it's kind of something I threw in on the original version, and he emphasized, no, you should do that, that was cool.
Oh yeah.
Alright, guess I'm doing that again.
It's a really cool moment in that song. I think it's really sick.
I mean, it works for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there's other little stuff that a couple of dive bombs and stuff like that, squeals. I should say Lil. I had the solo written. I had most of these solos written before going into it, and that one, after I had played a few passes of it, Lil came on the headphones and said, just start playing, like just beforehand, just start playing. And I went, all right. Just do another one. Yeah, I did 4 or 5, and the idea was to just bring more out of it. So the last one that I did, just pour into it, and that was all that we got.
That's awesome.
Passed the Lil test.
Yeah. And the last little solo lick in it, was that another one that we did at his home studio while we were?
Yeah, I think I forgot about that when we did the actual Sonic Temple sessions. I think I forgot to put that in, so I tagged that on. And I think I might have used the Super Flavor for that one, if I'm not mistaken. And whatever Lil had for an amp, probably I think he had the Princeton amp. Whatever Lil had at the time at his house. I can go into all sorts of detail about the gear that was used, but that might be another series.
Now that's we're coming in on a 20-minute recording session right now, so maybe we should leave that one for another time.
Right.
Well, that was the story of Polarize, the penultimate track of the album New World Incorporated, which is available wherever it is that you listen to music. And thank you so much for joining us. If you like what you see, join us for this crazy ride of rock and roll, and we will see you another time.
Thumb.